I'm very honored to now introduce and present our keynote speaker for today. And there's just a few, questions to ask you just to think about before he comes on stage. Have you ever wanted to be able to get your people motivated? Your staff, your clinicians, the people that you work with, your colleagues? Do you ever wake up and wonder, why are we here? Why do we come to conferences? Why do we go to work every day? Could you use a better system to balance life and get more done in a day? If you answered yes to any of these questions, we are going to hear a great keynote speaker that will help answer those questions for you. Rick is an expert in leadership and life balance. He has helped companies and people increase productivity and maximize performance year after year. He is also the author of a new Get Into Action book for leaders called Roll Up Your Sleeves and Get to Work. With over 30 years of leading and growing companies, he is uniquely qualified to help you increase productivity and maintain your life balance. When he is not speaking the bald truth on leadership and personal improvement, he can be found riding his Harley or in the backyard relaxing by the pool. Please join me in welcoming from our very local Fort Worth, Texas, speaker, author, and speed limit violator, Rick Kolster.
Oh, good morning. Good morning. Come on, good morning. This is Texas, and we do things bigger here. I'll tell you what. In order to get things done, you got to have the proper motivation. Most people are afraid. That's why they don't have the proper motivation. Survey after survey says that there are some fears in the world. We're all afraid of something, right? This is yes, this is no. I can kind of see you. All right, good. We're all afraid of something. What is the number one fear? Survey after survey says the number one fear is what? Public speaking. Oh my gosh, did you see what a great job Jocelyn, Mark, everyone did? How about applause for them? The number one fear in the world is public speaking. Number two is usually snakes or spiders. Number three is death. And what that basically tells me is that when you're at a funeral, most people would rather be in the box than giving the eulogy. See, I was thrust into public speaking at a very young age, in very unlikely circumstances as well. As a freshman in college, I played football in college, so I wanted to get good grades so I could play football. So we took all the classes we had to take, but you always have to take that one class, that easy class, basket weaving. Now, we didn't have basket weaving, but as football players, we did have the option of taking drama. Now, football players, we were all, stagehands. That's what we did. We were stagehands. We put stuff on the stage, we took stuff off, we built things, we hammered, we nailed, we painted, we did all that fun stuff. So the first day of drama class, here I am, over here with my football buddies. We're on this side over here. We're hanging out, we're all having fun. Over here, over here was the wardrobe people. Over here, the makeup girls. We all like the makeup girls, football player. And over here, way on the other side of the stage, that was the actors. So here I am over on this side of the stage, enjoying myself, talking to my buddies. And, when I was in college, I thought that I was there for three things: play football, drink beer, and chase girls. Isn't that what every red-blooded American has to do? So I just figured I'd just go through the motions. And here I am standing over here with my football buddies, and I hear Professor Wells. Now, Professor Lewis Wells was our freshman English literature professor and a drama instructor. And he had been there for probably 40 years. He had been at that school. He was an institution. And he also knew that he had a soft spot in his heart for big guys like me, the football team. And he knew we took his class so we could get an A and keep our GPAs up. Well, Professor Wells, standing there, probably right in front of me, because we were all up on the stage, standing right there in front of me, and I hear him yell out, "Mr. Kolster, Mr. Kolster." Yes? Would you move over to the other side of the stage I'd like you to stand with my actors. You're going to be in my production. And here I am going, I don't think so. Sorry, I don't think so. I'm a football player. Remember, look, this body was built. This body was built to carry stuff on, carry stuff off the stage, right? No, I don't think so. I said, no, I'm not going to do that, Professor. He goes, no, Mr. Kolster, I've seen you. I'd like you to move over, and you're going to be in my production this year. Okay? So, here's what I learned. And as an 18-year-old, not very smart, I asked the question, and you know you have to ask the questions only if you know the answers. Professor, why? Why do you want me to be in your production? And he turned to me and he said, because, Mr. Kolster, you have this large presence about you. You have this deep, booming voice, dark-set eyes, and a big nose. Big nose? How does that qualify me to be on stage? And don't zoom in on my nose either. So me, being the infinitely unbright 18-year-old boy, said, Professor, I'm not going to do that. So he, in turn, asked me. He said, Mr. Kolster, may I ask you a question? I said, absolutely, Professor. What? He said, would I be correct in assuming that you would like to pass English literature this semester? And my answer was clear and succinct. Which part would you have me play, Professor? I'll be over here with the actors. See, unlikely circumstances and proper motivation is what it takes to get the job done, to get done what you want. And you know, watching and listening to everyone here this morning already, getting to talk to some folks this morning, it's about the proper motivation to get done what you want to get. You are all here from around the world, and I applaud you and I say thank you for coming in from wherever you came in from. Thank you. I've got a new favorite Canadian in Jocelyn. So, get yourself motivated. Figure out what it is you want to do. Get that motivation going. So my job today, my goal today as I come in here is threefold. Number one is to inform you, give you some information that you can use over and over again. Number two is to inspire you. I'd like to inspire you to use the information that you're going to get today. And number three is to incite you. Incite you to action. Incite you to action, to take action on what you've got to do right here. We're going to a new microphone. How about that? Yeah, that was killing me too. So while I do that, by the way, my Twitterific friend, Jocelyn, she says, Coach Rick, I'm going to Twitter everything. How do I retweet this? How do I retweet it? So I said, okay, here we go. I said, I put this up for her. If you would like to tweet and Twitter, by the way, if you have your phones, everyone have a phone here? Yeah? We've all got phones. Take them out and go ahead and tweet, Twitter, Facebook, whatever you want to do. Go ahead. Here's a couple of things while you're here. And say, hey, we're watching Coach Rick. Hey, we're all partying here at Gaylord, Texas, which is amazing. I am so blessed that I get to live close by as well as be here with you today. So here's a little something. So today, like I said, my goal is threefold. We're going to talk about three things today. It's going to be attitude, commitment, and action. Those are the three pieces of success for you. Attitude, commitment, and action. So are you ready? Are y'all ready over here? I can see you in the back. Look at that. Y'all are full up in there. You ready to roll up your sleeves and get to work? All right, let's do it. Let's get going here. Attitude, commitment, and action. Those are the three components to getting what you want in life. In the book, Roll Up Your Sleeves and Get to Work, we talk a lot about that, but I want to share you some of the key salient points about that. First thing is attitude. What is attitude? And in 2016, it's going to take the right attitude to grow. It's going to take the right commitment to grow and be the best you can, and it's going to take action. Because with attitude and commitment is great, but without action, nothing ever happens. It's all about getting better, raising the bar, becoming the best you can be. You have such an amazing, important role in the medical field. I was talking just this morning, and my mom, well, she had a main line, she had a PICC line put in. She passed in cancer about 11 years ago. But without that, she wouldn't have survived as long as she did. So I say thank you to each and every one of you that work hard, want to be the best you can be, to do the best you can be. But it's about waking up with the right attitude. So, a lot of you wake up in the morning. How do you decide to wake up in the morning? What is it? Do you wake up in the morning and go, oh, God, I don't want to get out of bed. Oh, really? Do I got to do this again? Please don't make me do this again. Or do you wake up and go, wow, this is going to be a good morning. I'm going to learn something. I'm going to have some fun. We're going to make this right. We're going to change people's lives. We're going to do things. It's all about what attitude you choose to embrace every single morning. So which would you rather be? Down here going, oh my God, I can't do this. Or up here going, nah, we're going to change some lives. Which one, right? Change some lives. Do what you need to do. Let's talk about this. Watch this.
Look, now my whole house is great. I can do anything good. I like my school. I like anything. I like my dad. I like my cousins. I like my aunts. I like my Allisons. I like my mom. I like my sisters. I like my dad. I like my hair. I like my haircuts. I like my pajamas. I like my stuff. I like my rooms. I like my whole house. My whole house is great. I can do anything good. Yeah. I can do anything good. Better than anyone. Better than anyone.
Is that not great? That's Jessica. Jessica, when she did that video, was 4 years old. Can you imagine waking up like that every single day? Wow. You know, my house is great. My family's great. My hair is great. Wait, I don't do that. I never say that. No, it's really, most of the world wakes up and decides what's going to go wrong. Be the change. Have the right attitude. You know, we do think more negatively than we do positively. Would you agree? What's going to go wrong? How it's going to break? We never did that before. We're not going to do that. We all think more positive than we do negatively. But think about if you were to wake up and do what Jessica did and wake up the way she did it. What's your morning ritual? Which is, until you take a hard look at your attitude, you will be stuck where you are. A positive attitude is such an amazing way to change lives. Our minds are the most powerful tools and the most powerful computer in the world. You change your attitude, you can change your life. Think about that. You change the way you think, you change the way that you act every single day. So what attitudes are you choosing to embrace in the morning? Is it one of possibility or is it one of defeat? You get down in the morning and go, oh my God. Or do you wake up and go, I can do anything. I can get up and I can rock the house. I can get up and change a life. I can become better, just a little bit better than I was yesterday. Those attitudes are what's going to drive you over and over and over again. And folks, it's up to you. Attitude is a choice. You can choose to be happy or you can choose to be crappy. I don't care. Pick what you want. Did I just say that? Oops, sorry. No, but seriously, yeah, you can choose to be good. You can choose to be miserable. It's all a choice. Life is about choices. So what do you choose? What attitude do you choose in the morning? See, improvement begins with our change in attitudes. If you want to be the best you can be, you have to believe it. You want to believe it, you can achieve it. You've heard Zig Ziglar. Everybody knows Zig Ziglar? Zig was a legend here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. If you believe it, you can achieve it. He would say that all the time. First start with what's going on upstairs. And then you can work on what's going on in the rest of your world. You know, he would talk about having junk in the trunk and stinking thinking. What about that great thinking in the morning? Walk up in the morning and wake up in the morning and most people will meet me and they'll say, hey, Rick, how are you? I'll say, if I was any better, I'd be twins. And they look at me and they go, oh, that's really cool. And I said, it's okay. Can I use that? Yeah, you can use it. I stole it. Just take it, use it, treat it like your mama gave it to you. It's okay. Yeah, what attitude are you choosing to embrace? And I'm such a big proponent of when you want something to get done, you got to think the right attitude. You got to put the right attitude into you. See, your attitudes are just the baloney you tell yourself every day. It's just the BS you tell yourself every day. I know, I saw the bulls. Who's going to ride the bull later, right? Your attitudes are just the Same thing you tell yourself every single day. That BS you keep telling yourself, I'm no good, I can't do this. Oh my gosh, it broke the last time. What is the junk that you're telling yourself? Get rid of it, wipe it out. If you want to make a difference in 2016, you want to make a difference moving forward, from today forward, change your thinking. That's what's going to make the difference, folks, is changing your attitude. See, happiness, it's a little quote I like to put up here. Happiness is an attitude. You make yourself miserable or happy? Your choice. Which one are you going to choose? So what I'd like to do today is I'm going to give you 2 goals. I'm going to give everyone in here 2 goals. Are you all ready to do a little work? I guess not. Are you all ready to do a little work? Would you like to achieve 2 goals? Each and every one of you is going to be able to achieve both of these goals at some level or another. You all ready to start your day off achieving a goal? Yeah, first way you start your day off is achieving a goal. Here's the goal, 2 goals. But first, there's rules. You know there's always rules. First rule, you must stay in this room. Stay within the boundaries of the ballroom today. Don't wander out into the hallways or any of that. You must stay in the room. Number 2, don't hurt anyone. I didn't sign the waiver, okay? And number 3 is when I say begin or go, please start. And when I say stop, please stop. Fair enough? Easy rules? Okay, first goal. Matter of fact, I need everyone to kind of stand up first. Oh, don't give me that. You know the rules. Everybody stand up. Here's your goal. Your number 1 goal, folks. Here's what I like to tell you. Number 1 goal. Oh, thank you. That's perfect. I'd like you to meet as many people, meet and greet as many people in here as you possibly can in the next few seconds. Hang on. However, I want you to meet them as if you could care less about being here. I want you to meet as many people as you can with the attitude that you could give a rip about being here. Okay? You don't care. You'd rather be somewhere else on a beach with a margarita. I don't care. You ready? You don't care. You don't want to be here. It's the worst thing ever happened in your life. You all ready? Go. Remember, you could care less about being here. All right, you can stop. That's stop. All right, great job. You all achieved the goal, right? Already got that goal? No. All right, goal number 2. You all ready for goal number 2? Goal number 2. Kind of the same, but a little bit different. Do you ever tell your children that? I'd like you to greet and meet as many people as you possibly can. Just greet them, say hello. But I want you to go in with the attitude that this is the best thing that ever happened in your life. Okay? This is the best thing to happen to you in your life. And meet as many people as you possibly can in the next few seconds. Ready? Go. All right. Wow, that was amazing. That was simply amazing. Oh my God, give yourselves a round of applause for achieving those 2 great goals. Wow. What a great job. Could you see the difference, folks? What was the difference? They're still all pumped up. Yeah, what was the difference? What was the difference? It was your attitude. And did you feel that energy in that second goal? Oh my gosh, this room exploded. Yeah, your attitude. It's really about your attitude. What do you choose to embrace for the day? In my work, and I'm so blessed to do the things that I do and travel around the country and do it, but I like to do some charity work every once in a while. And I get to meet some really neat folks. I work with a charity called Snowball Express, which is a charity that supports families of fallen soldiers. It's in my heart. It's where I am. And there is where I met the guy with, I think, has the best attitude I have ever seen. His name was Jay Redmond. And I was curious about telling you this story, but I was told, you're clinicians, and you can take it, right? Yes? Okay, good. You've seen some stuff. Okay. Jay Redmond was a Navy SEAL. Jay Redmond started off in 1992. He enlisted in the Navy and decided to go through the SEAL program. He was then commissioned as an officer in a program that went from seaman to admiral. He was in that program. And in 2007, he was in Fallujah, Iraq, on a patrol. The patrol was ambushed. Very well planned out ambush. And 3 of his men were injured and shot, including himself. In fact, he was the worst injured of all of them. He had 2 rounds go through his left arm, above the elbow and right below the elbow, essentially destroying his elbow. He could not move. He thought his arm was going to fall off. I mean, it destroyed his elbow with high-caliber weapons. The other round entered through his jaw, went up through his orbital cavity, and came out his nose, essentially blowing his face off. And as he lay there, and you can imagine, lay there in his own blood, they began to pack him with gauze and things before they could get a helicopter in to pull him out. He was ultimately airlifted to Baghdad, where they did trauma surgery, emergency trauma surgery on him. And Jay then they flew him to Germany, and then ultimately he ended up back at Bethesda Naval Hospital. But Jay was a fighter. He had the attitude, and he said, and it's cool when you get to sit and talk to guys when this stuff happens. He said, I wanted to live. He chose to live. And he went to Bethesda Naval Hospital, where he endured 37 surgeries to repair his elbow and his face. Matter of fact, it destroyed his jaw, crushed his orbital cavity, and basically blew half his face off. And I was told it was okay to tell you some of these gory details. But Jay, while he was recovering, he would not feel sorry for himself. In fact, he put this sign, and it's now somewhat famous. It's called the plaque. He put this sign on his door in his hospital room. And I have it here. I'm going to read it to you because you can read it, but I'm going to read it to you. It says, "Attention all who enter here. If you are coming into this room with sorrow or to feel sorry for my wounds, go elsewhere. The wounds I received, I got in a job I love, doing it for the people I love, supporting the freedom of a country I deeply love. I am incredibly tough and will make a full recovery. What is full? It's the absolute utmost physically my body has the ability to recover. Then I will push that about 20% further through sheer mental tenacity. This room you're about to enter is a room of fun, optimism, and intense, rapid regrowth. If you are not prepared for that, go elsewhere." Just get out. What kind of attitude is that? Is that a best attitude ever? If you saw that on a room, as you walked into a room to perform a procedure, how would you feel? Empowered. Awesome. Thank you. Yes. You know what? It's about the attitudes you choose to embrace every single day. And today Jay runs his own company. He does speaking and coaching and training and some special forces stuff that he can't talk about or he'd kill me. But it was his attitude that got him through 37 surgeries. He has limited mobility with his shoulder or with his elbow, and his face is pretty well reconstructed. And he's a damn handsome man, I may say, by the way. He's a good-looking guy now. And I'll tell you what, the way that he approached it kept him alive. Attitude is a great multiplier, folks. It's the thing that will change your life. You choose positive attitudes, you will get positive results. If you want better results, choose the right attitudes. So the second factor in becoming the leader and getting what you want done is called commitment. Commitment is fun. Commitment. We've got to make a commitment. Commitment to be the best. As you're here in the conference, are you taking the breakout sessions? Are you attending the breakout sessions that you want? They're going to make you the best at what you do. Learning new techniques, learning new skills, seeing new devices. Are you using that to make yourself the best? What commitments are you making to your success every single day? I'm a big sports fan. Any sports fans in here? All right, couple. Any Green Bay Packer fans in here? There we go. We always get Green Bay Packers. I know we're in doubt. We're in enemy country down here, right? But I've been a Green Bay Packer fan since I was in 7th grade. Vince Lombardi described commitment the way it's supposed to be. The quality of a person's life is in direct proportion to the commitment to excellence, regardless of their chosen field of endeavor. Whatever you choose to do, make a commitment to be excellent. You see, Vince Lombardi was one of the premier football coaches of all time. He's one of the best. He made a commitment to be the best that he could be. Vince Lombardi would start every camp. Every summer he would start football camp. And these are guys that played that are in the Hall of Fame these days. These are really good players. Vince Lombardi would start every camp, and he would sit all the players out on the edge of the field. He would say, gentlemen, this is a football field. It's 100 yards long and 50 yards wide. And then he would pick up a ball, and he would go, gentlemen, this is a football. We block, we tackle, and we run. We are going to master the basics. We are making a commitment to be the best we can be. And through that commitment, through that desire to be the best, a commitment to what they want in life, the goals they want in life, the things they want to achieve, which is ultimately in football, the Super Bowl. They won the first 2 Super Bowls. They got to win the first 2 Super Bowls because of the commitment that they had. What is your commitment to excellence? What's your commitment to you, to yourself? Who's the most important person on the face of the planet? The one you look at in the morning. You take care of yourself. You make a commitment to be the best that you can be. To wake up every morning with the right attitude, no baloney, no bull hockey. I still use the bull thing. Right? No baloney. You do it. You do what you got to do. You make that commitment to that. Back in 1975, I was a teenager. Yes, I know it's hard to believe. I was a teenager, and I wanted to be the best that I could be. I wanted to be the best basketball player. I loved that game. I played basketball. Now I'm 6'4". I was about 160 pounds, about that big around at that time. I'm 100 pounds past that nowadays. But I wanted to be the best. So I went out every day and played. I did what it took to play. I made a commitment every single day to dribble, to practice. And in 1975, I met the man who embodied commitment. I went to basketball camp every summer because I wanted to play better. My mom and dad, I was a family of 4. I was the oldest of 4. They really couldn't afford to send me to camp, so I had to go on a scholarship. Well, a scholarship meant I had to wash dishes, basically. That was my scholarship. I had to serve food, be a busboy, and wash dishes. So my second year up there, I was a little bit bigger, a little more experienced. They decided they were going to promote me. I got a promotion at basketball camp. I became a junior counselor. Oh, yeah. I'm 15 years old, and I'm in charge of a cabin full of 11 and 12-year-old boys. Oh, yeah. That's a scary thought, right? But it was there that I met the man that epitomized and embodied commitment to me. Some may remember him. Some may know who he is. We just called him Coach. Everyone else called him Jimmy V. Coach Jim Valvano. Coach Jim Valvano was my basketball coach and my mentor at 15 and 16 years old. What a blessing that was for me. But I also learned a lot from him. See, he made a commitment. He had a commitment to be the best. He made a commitment to give back to us kids. He made a commitment to come up, show us, and make a difference in the lives of the people that he touches. He had that commitment. And he showed it every single day. In fact, he showed it so much that I now get to remember back and go, wow. You see, he knew what he wanted. So he would come around, he would tell us, if you want to be good, you got to be a rat. You got to be a rat. And he would take us, all his kids, and he would say, if you want to be good, kid. And by the way, he's a little Italian man. For those of you who don't know who Jimmy V is, little Italian man from Brooklyn, right? Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn. You got to play like 5'11", so I got to squat down to be him, you know? And he had that accent, you know? You got to be a rat, kid. Come on, you want to be a rat. You want to be a rat? You got to play defense. You got to play defense. And he would take all these kids, 200 campers, and put us out on the basketball court. And he would come out to give us a motivational speak. And he had this little skateboard. And what he'd done, he'd gone to a taxidermist and got a little white rat and had it stuffed and had it glued to it. And if I could find a picture of that skateboard and that rat, I'll tell you what, I would have it all the time. But Jimmy V would drag it out. And imagine 200 kids. It's like y'all there. And you're sitting on your legs. And, of course, boys were sitting cross-legged, right? And he would drag that little skateboard out. And we'd go, yay, good you're here. He'd go, what is that? Is that all I get? Are you a bunch of prima donnas? You're not going to cheer for me? I sit here, I come all the way up here, and you're a bunch of prima donnas. I want some rats. I want you to be rats. I want you to make a difference. I want you to take the charge. That's what you do. You take the charge. So he would get us all pumped up. He would get us running up and down the court. We'd be cutting down the nets like we won the national championship. Ultimately, all the directors of the camp had to walk around after he spoke with their heads on a swivel because he would tell us to take the offensive foul. And when you take an offensive foul in basketball, that means you're making a commitment to your team. You're protecting the basket. You're not letting the guy with the basketball score. You take that and you go, boom, I'm holding my position. You can count on me as a teammate to be there. I make a commitment to you to hold my position and do my job and be the best I can be. And I remember days, 6'3", 168 pounds, ain't much to me. And I got to play, because I had my little 12-year-old boys, I got to play with the college kids. Because at that time, Jimmy V was the head coach of Iona College in New York. And I got to play with the big kids. So here it is, 6'7", 218 pounds of ripped muscle and steel with the basketball. Boom, boom, coming down the court. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Be a rat, be a rat, be a rat. I might be a rat, be a rat. Here he comes. Boom, boom. Running down the court. And the only thing between him and scoring the next basket was me. Here I am. He comes down. He starts making the charge. They cleared out everything. Here I am. Boom, put my feet down. He comes out. He goes, boom, knocks me clean on my backside. Play after play after play. I took the charge. Made a commitment. Now, I got knocked down about 20 times that game. But it was after the game that the coach walked up to me and says, kid, you got to be stupid. Do you see how big he is? I said, Coach, I just want to be a rat. He says, yeah, but don't kill yourself. He says, you did a good job. And that affirmation, that commitment right there, showed me that my commitment to being the best, to protecting the basket, to being there for my team was it. So I'll show you a little, here's something. There's a picture of me at 1975, the basketball camp. Pocono Invitational Basketball Camp. I'm the guy in the hat. The one on the right, not the one on the left. I hope you'd figure that one out. So, but you know what? He wanted you to take one for the team. So ask yourself this. Are you making a commitment? Have you made a commitment to your own success? When we wake up every morning, this morning I got to come out and had a little breakfast. Do y'all have breakfast? Everyone got a little breakfast this morning? Big breakfast is always bacon and eggs, right? I had a little bacon and eggs for breakfast, and it reminded me about commitment. You talk about how does that come to the table? Well, the chicken, right? The chicken is involved in the pig. Now the pig is committed. He makes a commitment to my breakfast. I like that. In the book, The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, Patrick Lencioni talks about dysfunction number 3, and it's commitment. When you're in your meetings, and how many here go to meetings? Too many meetings. Good, perfect. This will be great for you. You can use this. He talks about dysfunction number 3 is a lack of commitment. When you're in a meeting, do you ever walk out with commitment? See, the best way to overcome that is clarification and communications. It's about getting buy-in from everyone. It's about getting true buy-in from everyone in the entire organization. So when you're in a meeting, as you leave a meeting to get commitment, do you walk around? And this is a great technique to use. So take this, use it. Like I said, treat it like your mama gave it to you. First thing you do when you leave the meeting is go, what? What commitment did we just make here? What commitment did we just make here? What is the commitment we made? And then, it's commitment clarification, and then cascading communication. Cascading communications means that within 24 hours, what you've just committed to is communicated to everyone on the team. Clarification and communication. So your job as leaders is to get out and let your team know what you've decided in the meeting. The third and final piece is action, folks. What actions will you take? Are you clear about what you're committing to, and then what actions will you take to enforce and live to that commitment? What actions are necessary to take? A lot of times we fear showing weakness sometimes, asking for help. It's that communication piece. Heavy-duty communication and commitment clarification. Like I said, the third piece is action. Action is fun. In order to be the best leader you can be and get done what you need to get done, it's important to take action. All the right attitude, all the commitment in the world is for naught without action. So important. It's critical to take actions. It's critical to continue to take actions on what you need to do. So let me ask you, why don't we take action? Why don't we take action? I'll tell you, it's lack of goals. Lack of clearly defined goals. Lack of clearly defined goals will prevent the right action. Question, y'all ready for a pop quiz? Did y'all bring your pop quiz hats today? The largest nation in the world. What's the largest nation in the world? Yell it out. Yell it out. China? No. Largest nation in the world. No, it's not. It's not Russia. No. By size of, I always get that question. I'll tell you what it is. The largest nation in the world is procrastination. Because we all live in it, right? We all live in the world of procrastination. Who here has never procrastinated in their lives? There's not a hand that went up. We all procrastinated something. And why is it? We don't have clear goals. We don't know what we want to achieve. We're not sure what we want in life. Having clearly defined goals is the key to taking action. It'll help you make a commitment because you write it down. And it'll help you achieve what you want to achieve. So if you want more in life, you want to be the best leader, you want to be the best, make a decision. Set a goal. Set an objective. In 1952, in Yale University, pretty good school, right? Not bad. A couple presidents show up from there, CEOs, right? They did a study in 1952 of the graduating class. Graduating class, they asked them who had written in specific goals for their lives. What percentage of that graduating class came back and said, oh yeah, I got goals, I'm good. Anybody a guess? Throw me a number. 1,000? 97%. Wrong. 5, no. 80, no. The answer is 3%. 3% of the graduating class at Yale University in 1952 had written and specific goals for their lives. They did a survey 20 years later. They come back 20 years later, fast forward, in 1972. They resurveyed the class. This is what they found. The individuals in that 3% each had a greater net worth than the combined 97%. Pretty big, huh? They had a lower divorce rate and a wider, more influential circle of friends. What that tells you is they decided what they wanted out of life and then made life give it to them. Stephen Covey talks to us and he says in the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, says, begin with the end in mind. Do you know what you want to accomplish by the end of 2016? Heck, do you know what you're going to accomplish by the end of the conference? Right? Have you decided, you set a goal for this conference, what I want to take away from this? Are you being deliberate about what you're trying to accomplish in your goals? I've got 2 beautiful daughters. I'm a very blessed man. And they teach me so much. And I love to use them for examples. My youngest is 20 years old now. Here, let's take a picture of, where's my little girl? Come here. Oh, go back. There she is. That's Lauren. Lauren, as you can tell, might have just a teensy-weensy little bit of attitude, right? When she was 9 years old, she came to me. She says, Daddy, I want to set a goal. Yes. As I teach goal, as an executive coach and a speaker, I teach my clients all about the power of goal setting. I teach them my system, the process that I use that will allow them, which is in the book, Roll Up Your Sleeves and Get to Work. All of this is included in the book, and there's some sections where there's some workbooks where you can learn how to set goals more effectively. So she comes to me at 9 years old, right? June 9th. You know, you have those dates in your mind where you always remember them? June 9th. Daddy, I want to set a goal. I said, yeah, Lauren, that's great. What's your goal? I need to make $86. Okay. Why? Remember, don't ask the question unless you know the answer. Why? Well, I got this Justice catalog in the mail the other day. And moms, right, you see those things? Yeah, I got the Justice catalog, and I want this wall hanging, and I want this chair, and I want this lamp. And I added it up, and they're $86. I said, yeah, it's cool. All right. So let's set you a goal. I grab a pad of paper. She goes, no. So what? She goes, I want to use your special goal planning sheets. All right, this stuff's working. I think she's listening once in a while. When I think she's not listening, she's really listening. I want your special goal sheets, Daddy, and I want to set a goal. I said, all right, let's go. So we sat down. We write out the goal. Now, Dad has to be the voice of reason. So what's Dad do? Have you thought about shipping and handling? And taxes? Because, you got to have taxes. So we figured it out, and it really came up to she needed to make $100. We made a nice round figure. She wants to make $100. And just remember, this is June. So when do you want to make that? She goes, July 1st. I said, how are you going to do that? You don't have a job. You're 9. She said, I know. I need a job. I said, you're 9. Well, what can I do? Well, we ended up figuring out, this is what we figured out. We moved the date to October 31st. So she decides, now I need a job. Okay, I need a job. So I set her up with some jobs around the house. Chores kids can do. Clean your room, you get $1. Take your laundry down to the laundry, $1. Vacuum, $1. Pick up the dishes from dinner, $1. Clean the dishwasher, $1. Clean up the dog stuff in the backyard. We have 2. You can get $2. She says, no, I don't want to do that. All right, free choice. That's okay. I will tell you, that summer, we had the cleanest dang house you'd ever want to see. That girl was picking, I need $1, Daddy, I need $1. So $1'd me to death for about 4 months. And on October 13th, and you have these dates again, you remember? It was 4 days after her 10th birthday. And she looks at me and she goes, Daddy, guess what? What? I have $104. I said, that's great. Let's get the catalog. Let's buy the stuff. She goes, no. I'm like, no what? She goes, no. Now remember, this was 10 years ago. And she says, I need to make another $100. All right, Lauren, yeah. Why? Again, why do you ask questions? I haven't learned for myself. Why? She goes, I want an iPod Nano. You see, a 9-year-old little girl knew what she wanted from life. She knew what she wanted from life, and she went after it. And when she achieved it, she set another goal. Are you doing that in your life? Are you setting goals once you achieve them? Y'all are here because you set some goals. Whether you know it or not, you set some goals to be here, to be a professional, to be the best in your industry. Are you setting goals every day? Are you doing a conscious commitment to it? Make a conscious commitment to it. In front of you, you'll find a white card. Yes, I know, because my assistant and I put every one of those cards in every one of those seats. Your white card. And I told you that I was going to give you something to take away, inform you and give you some meaty stuff you can take away and use. What I'd like you to do is write out what you want to accomplish. What are some goals you want to accomplish by the end of the conference, by the end of the year? What are some things goals you want to achieve? Take your pens, take your white cards. Everybody see your white cards. Now, I'm going to give you another goal that you can accomplish. Write down 3 things that you want to accomplish in regards to the conference or professionally by the end of the year. What is it you want to achieve? What is it that you want to achieve? The power of the white card is amazing. The power of that card will transform lives. At 17 years old, Coach Jim Valvano wrote out his professional aspirations on a little white card. He wrote out what he wanted to accomplish at 17 years old. He wanted to be a high school and college basketball player. He wanted to be an assistant coach, and he wanted to be a head coach in college. He wanted to win a game in Madison Square Garden. And ultimately, he wanted to cut down the nets and winning the national championship. And those goals, they drove his life for the next almost 20 years. You see, he knew what he wanted and wrote it down. And I'll tell you, folks, I got to meet his best friend, Dick Vitale, who was one of his best friends. And he still carries a white card, which now prompts me to carry my white card. And if you can see my goals, you see that? There's some goals on there. My goals are on here, what I want to achieve, and I carry it with me wherever I go. You see, knowing what you want out of life and getting it, just like Jim Valvano did. You see, Jim Valvano, ultimately, he did win a game in Madison Square Garden. He did coach in high school and college, and ultimately, he didn't cut the net down in a national championship in 1983 against a highly favored University of Houston team, which had 2 Hall of Fame basketball players in it. He knew what he wanted, and the coolest thing was, I watched a documentary, and 2 things struck out to me. He used to take 1 day of practice and have his team practice cutting down the nets. Is that visionary or what? He would say, today, we're not going to play basketball today. We're going to cut down some nets. And they would go around the gym and they would cut down the nets. They would practice lifting each other up on their shoulders, seeing it, visualizing it, having the right attitude. Again, that's attitude. They have the belief that they will cut down the nets, and they practice it over and over again. In 1983, he wins the national championship. 10 years later, Jimmy V lost his life to cancer. However, what he did do is he founded one of his goals, and his wife, Pam, we'll see it as ESPN did a special on him. And his wife, Pam, she said, I used to take his jackets to the cleaners, and I'd pull out those damn white cards all the time out of his pockets. He says he was writing stuff down, writing new plays down, writing what he wanted to do, new players he wanted to recruit, all this stuff. And she said, I'd take those damn cards out. And he said the last card I took out of his pocket had written on it, beat cancer. And while he did not, he did achieve a goal of changing people's lives. He founded the V Foundation, which to date has given over $100 million to cancer research. Think about what you can do with your goals, ladies and gentlemen. If you set goals to be the best, what lives can you change and what can you do? See, it's all about knowing what you want. It's having the right attitude, walking out of here with that positive, uplifting attitude, making a commitment. What do you want to learn? What's the commitment? What do you want to take away from your time here in Texas? And I do welcome you all to Texas. I don't think I did that officially. Welcome to Texas. I am a Fort Worth boy. And set some goals. Get into action. Do what you need to do. You know, high-performing teams celebrate. So I'm going to try something here. You all ready to try a little something? All right, we're going to try something here. How many of you remember the TV show Bonanza? Yeah, all right. Remember Bonanza? Carson City, right? Right there, the Ponderosa. And how did the beginning start? The map. And then what happened? A little spark, a little puff of smoke. And then it ignited into flames. And see, my job here today, as I feel it, is to be that spark for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to be that spark for you. I want to ignite that flame inside your belly. And every time I work with a client, every time I come to a conference and I speak, I see myself being that spark. But it's your job to fan the flames. I'll take responsibility for starting the puff of smoke, but it's your job to fan the flames. So, high-performing teams know how to celebrate. I love teams that celebrate. So here's what we're going to do. We celebrate, and you can tell I'm a sports guy now. How do we celebrate at a sports arena? The wave. Here's what I want to try. You all ready? You got to work hard. This is teamwork now. So look at the person to your right. Look to the person to your left. Make a commitment, and we're going to get into action. Here's how it's going to work. Here's what I'd like you to do. We're going to start over here. I want you to just wave, and we're going to go all the way across, and we're going to see how well we do. You all ready? You up for that? Get us started? If you want to stand, you can stand. You want to do? Let's stand. Everybody stand up. We're going to do the wave. We're getting all worked up. Come on now. We got to celebrate. AVA2015 can change lives every single day. AVA2015 is going to change the lives of people you don't even know yet. And you're going to be the ones to do it. So you ready to celebrate? My starters, you guys started? You all ready over here? You all ready over here? All right, here we go. We're going to start the wave. We'll start here on 3. We'll start it, and I want to see it go all the way across. Let's see how well we do. I'm actually going to time it for you. So I have a little timer right here, too. You ready? Mark, get set, go. Well, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. However, what's the first thing we talked about? Attitudes. Attitudes are infectious, right? So what do we do when we're getting ready to win? Our team's getting ready to go. What do? We cheer each other on, right? So you ought to be cheering them, and they ought to be cheering them. You ready? Let's try it again. Let's put some cheers in here. You ready? Yeah, that's what I'm liking. You ready? Set, go. Yeah, let's get this room going. Go. Do it again. One more time. Let's see it. All right. How about a round for you all? You did a great job. Ladies and gentlemen, raise the bar this year. Set your goals a little higher than you think you can. It's all in your head. Ask yourself, are your attitudes taking you where you want to go? Are you making a commitment? And are you ready to take massive action? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having me today. It's a pleasure. I'll be here through the conference for a while. I am so blessed. Thank you. It's time for you to roll up your sleeves and get to work. Thank you, AVA2015, and God bless you.